Welcome everyone. All right, this is our short forms or essential form class, okay? So we start every class with a salute. We're gonna make a fist with our right hand, roll those fingers in nice and tight. Thumb comes over the first two, making sure that we have our fist eye closed. Nice tight fist, and we would like this part of our fist to be nice and flat. Palm with our left hand, bringing our fingers together. We take the palm to the fist and we salute as a sign of honor before starting class. All right. So this is a really exciting journey. So we have our traditional long form, and then we have a couple of different short forms. Right now, this class is going to be concentrating on what we call the essential form. So it has all of the essential movements that we should be practicing daily. The great thing about this is I challenge you to 5 minutes of Tai Chi a day, right? That is your mission in life, 5 minutes a day. Once you learn this form, practicing this whole form, it completes that mission. All right. So that's the exciting thing. You're now going to have a whole form that you can practice daily within, say, 5 to 8 minutes, depending on the speed that you practice. So this is our first class. We're going to go over a lot of the basics before we get started. Okay. The first thing I want to talk about is our body posture and how we want to transition ourselves to better alignment for our everyday life and through our Tai Chi practice. So the first thing we're going to do is just talk about prepare. This is the stance we start every form. This is how we would like to be standing in everyday life. The first thing I want you to do is look down at your feet right now. Where are you standing naturally? Okay, take note of just what is your natural stance. And now from there, I want you to pull it apart, shoulders width apart. So the outside edge of your feet matches the outside edge of your shoulder. Okay, we want to give ourselves best possible alignment. Feet perfectly straight. If you have floorboards, now is the perfect opportunity to use them to your advantage. We all have a natural way that we stand in or out. We want to retrain our bodies for perfect alignment so that we function better, we get more out of our bodies. All right, next thing, softening our knees. So we want them not locked, not super bendy, nice and soft. We achieve that through relaxing what we call the waist or lower back area. It's not going to be the front when we talk about the waist. It is this portion of your lower back here. We want to think if our legs are locked, we're tilting our hips out. We want to tilt them till they're level and soften our knees so the weight is centered on your whole foot. Okay, that's our goal. So if you lock out your legs for a moment, you'll feel weights on the heels. You have a pinch in your lower back. If we go too bendy and tuck too much, it kind of moves forward to the toes. We're overcompensating. We want to find that true Tai Chi balance, bent but not bent, straight but not straight. All right. The next thing is shoulders and elbows hang down. So we're going to let them really pull down towards the earth. Our fingertips will brush the sides of the thighs, but we're going to imagine a little piece of fruit is underneath our arms. So we have this space. So we're going to let that energy flow through the armpits out to those fingertips. And then we want to think head lifting up. So this might seem like a long list, but this whole list together is for proper alignment and good posture. So if we think of a other direction, we go head lifting up, shoulders down, waist or lower back relaxed, and feet perfectly straight. It's only 4 things, right? Okay. Release. Okay. I want that to become natural. So before we move any further, I want to talk about our hand shape in every posture. Okay. With your hands, we want the fingers to be slightly spread apart. Okay. This is important. We want to have little gaps between our fingers. We don't want to have them too crumbly, but we don't want them overextended. We want to find that perfect balance of in between here, okay? We also want to imagine that this area that we call the tiger's mouth is going to be opening. We're going to try and open this and let energy flow through the whole palm. So no matter the direction that our hands are going to go, the hand is still going to have that same shape, okay? This is really important to our practice. All right. Now that we've got those very basic things out of the way, let's talk about a bow stance. That's going to be the next aspect of our practice. A bow stance is the stance that we use throughout our entire practice. It's going to be the most commonly used stance. So let's come back into that prepare position. Now we're imagining we can kind of check in all the way through those fingers, right? Through our palm, all right? Now, what is a bow stance? A bow stance is going to be a forward moving stance on these two lines. I'm going to mirror you during this portion. So you're going to shift to your left. We're going to move our weight over slightly, and we're going to rotate on our right heel. So that foot is 45 degrees. So take a look down, look at the foot. We want it 45 degrees from our other foot or corner direction. Now you're going to sink down to whatever is natural. Get comfortable in that right leg. Now step out with that left leg. Step straight out, heel, ball of foot, toes touch, and we bend our knee. So both feet are connected, and we're going to move 60% of that weight forward. So our knee is going to be over our ankle. The big thing I want you to get from this view is we're on two lines. So we want to avoid having crossed footwork. We want to have kind of like a train track, shoulders width apart. I'm going to turn. Let's check in. How's our knee? Is it over the ankle? Okay, not too far, not causing strain. Over so that the whole foot is centered. Now I want you to think, are you kind of crumbly on your lower half, or are you pushing out nice and strong? Remembering that this is called a bow stance, okay? This was used in archery. This is a strong martial arts stance. Now is the next test. Shift your weight back. Can you pick up and not wobble, not drag your foot? If you did, step a little bit smaller. Heel, ball of foot, toes, bend the knee, shift and move forward. Okay, move back. Test. Is it easier this time? And then return. All right. So that's one side. Now we have to do the other side. So starting and prepare. I want you to chest, feet, waist, shoulders, head lifting up. Shift to your right. Open up your left toes. Sink down. Now when you sink, keep your knee lined up with your foot direction. And you're going to step straight out. Heel, ball of foot, toes, bend the knee so we're connected to the ground. And then push 60% of that weight into your right leg. All right, shift back. Keep your knee in line. This is the hard part. Can you pick up? Now, again, if it was a little difficult, step a little bit smaller and then move forward. Now check here. Front knees in line. This is what usually happens. We have to be intentional in opening our groin area so that we can have proper alignment with our knees moving forward and back. This is very important in our practice. Remembering that Tai Chi starts in the ground. It's controlled by our waist, expressed in the hands and fingers, okay? So we want to move nice and kind of deliberately with our practice. Shift back, pick up. All right, any questions on a bow stance? Feeling good? Thumbs up are great in Zoom. All right, so a lot of you here have been with me in the beginners or basics classes. You've been with me in the long form, okay? I want to move forward today. Typically, we would spend more time on these foundational aspects, but so many of you have been with me for so many classes. We're going to talk about our body shape, and then we're going to get moving, okay? So remembering that we're going to start in our prepare position, run through your checklist, feet, waist and knees, shoulders down, head lifting up. Now I want you to bring your arms out in front. Remembering that palm shape. Remember when we come out in front, we want to keep some space between our hands. We want to let our shoulders and elbows hang down. Your elbows should be really pointing downwards like there's a weight pulling from your elbows on both sides, okay? This is what we'll see a lot. Then it causes tension in the shoulders. We want to relax. Yes, we're holding our arms up for nearly 45 minutes, but we can still try to relax into this position. All right, so if we lean forward, you can see here, this is a hug a tree position, right? Nicely rounded. Yes, there we go. And then we come back up. All right, we're going to practice holding the ball here, okay? So when we hold a ball, our palms and elbows should be in alignment. We never want to come too close or cross over, okay? You're going to feel a pinching in your shoulders here, a closing of your chest. Remember, we want to relax, okay? We want to let them hang. So we have one palm facing down, the other is facing up. Again, I'm mirroring you. So check your left hand. We really want to avoid having a kink in the wrist. Have one line all the way out through the fingers. Beautiful. So we're going to rotate the arms, both palms face down for a second, and then we're going to close around that ball. So we're going to open, rotating through your shoulders and elbows, close. Good. So we're finding our body shape. We're finding how to use this rotation in our arms, how to use that with the shoulders and elbows hanging down. This is very important. So we want to just flow and move, find the circles, okay? This is gonna be kind of central in your whole Tai Chi practice, is this circling movement. Very nice. Do two more. Last one. We'll close. And then let the arms hang down and shake it out. Shake them out, get that energy flowing, okay? All right, we'll check in one more time. Does anyone have any questions before we move on? All right, so the first thing we're gonna learn is one of the wellness exercises. This is also the beginning or opening and closing of every single Tai Chi form you will learn, okay? So we always start and prepare. Remember, this is going to be your go-to stance here, okay? Prepare, getting that proper alignment, and we would love for this to seep into our everyday lives, just standing in line at a store or standing around talking to friends. We would love to have this great alignment, okay? So we start and prepare. Checklist, head lifting up, shoulders down, little piece of fruit, waist relaxed, feet perfectly straight and shoulders width apart. All right, we're gonna rotate our palms so they face back. And we're gonna lift the arms up to shoulder height and shoulder width. Hold for 1 second, you can stay that way. I just wanna show you. We want to avoid a kink in the wrist here. Have that energy flow out to the fingers. We don't want zombie arm, but we don't wanna have kind of limp. We want that extension through those fingers, all right? So from here, easiest this direction, we're gonna go upper arms first, going down, and then the forearms, and then the palms sit down in front of the hips. So the fingertips are gonna point forward. They're gonna be like sitting on a table. And we're gonna inhale and lift them up. Exhale and push down. So I want you to connect with your breath for a moment. Inhale, shoulder height, shoulder width. Exhale, pressing down all the way to your hips. All right, we're gonna add one more thing. This is just for the wellness exercise, okay? This is not how we start or end the form. Inhale, standing up. Exhale, sink down. So bending into the legs. Now push, stand up, arms come up, sinking down, and everything arrives together. So we stop bending, hands are at the hips, standing up all the way, arms are shoulder height. Very nice. So we want to imagine it's a wave moving through your body. Starts in the legs, controlled by the waist, and expressed in the hands and fingers. Remembering that every single person's breath is a different length. So we're all going to be moving at a different rate. Do 2 or 3 more. All right. So when we end this, you can always end after me so you see what's going to happen next. We press down and then we stand up, return to our original position with those hands brushing the sides of the thighs. Easy enough, right? All right. Feeling good? Okay. So that's a lot of information. Some of you have been with me. Some of you are brand new. Remember, we're going to keep going over this information. You're going to keep hearing about it. It's not just going to be a one-time thing and then you're over and done with, okay? So if there's no questions about what we were just working on, we will work on the first real movement of the form, okay? So the first movement we call is prepare. The second we call opening, okay? And we just did that. It's like water's wave. It's called opening, and we press down. When we press down, we do not sink down in this one, okay? All right. So I'm going to show you the movement in a couple of directions. I want you to remember that for the beginning of this class, I was mirroring you. And though I will mirror you at some times, most of the time when we practice, I'm going to turn the other direction. So that means you'll see my back. Now, why is that? We're all going to be moving in the same direction. It makes it easier over Zoom, and in person, that's how it would be. We would all be in a grid moving in the same direction, one behind each other, okay? So just watch a couple of times, all right? So I'm going to show you from different directions. The first thing is called ward off left, okay? Remember, I'm not mirroring you. I'm just showing you the normal movement from a couple of directions. We shift and we turn. We're going to reach out using that ball movement step, and we're going to press up and down for ward off left, okay? So we're in a normal bow stance. I'm going to show you again. Don't worry, we're going to practice a lot, okay? So from the end of our opening, we shift and turn. We're going to reach out, bend that left arm underneath and step, and then press up and down, okay? So I'm going to show you one more time, just from what will be the practice direction, okay? And I want to remind you that as I show you this movement, this is one of the hardest movements to learn because of the direction when we practice together, because you're not going to be able to see the arm. So we're going to practice it a lot, don't worry. I just want you to see what the normal practice direction would be, okay? So we go from our prepare, our opening, and we shift and turn, and then we reach out, step, and press down and lift up, ward off left. Okay? Woo! All right. For some people who haven't done a lot of Tai Chi, it's already looking really, really good. Okay? So the first thing we're going to start, we start with the ground, right? We start with our footwork. So I'm going to turn to the side direction so we're all moving in the same way. You're starting in prepare, standing up fully. You're going to shift your weight enough to the left that you can open up your right toes 45 degrees, and take a look. Use this practice time to check in on yourself and your body and where we are. Now, when you sink down, keep that knee in line. Remember, how low you sink is up to you. And you're going to step straight out, heel, ball of foot, toes touch. You bend the knee, so you're connected. Remember, at this point, though, most of the weight is still in the right leg, so that you can push to that front leg. All right, good. Now check your bow stance. If you turned your right foot, is it on 2 lines? Do you have 2 lines that your feet are on? Good. All right. I'm going to turn for a second. Stay where you are. I want you to check in on your knee, okay? Have that knee in line. It's easy to let it fall in. Have it open. Now, this is what's going to make it harder. There are 3 exceptions to a kind of I don't want to say rule because it's not a rule, but almost all of our bow stances, we lean into them. Okay, so we try to make one line from our heel through our leg to the top of our head. This is especially true when we talk about push, right? When we push something heavy, we get more power by leaning into it. This first movement is one of the exceptions. It's one of 3 exceptions. So instead of leaning into this posture, you are going to turn and open kind of to the corner direction. And your torso is going to be sitting vertical. So we have to be careful to check in on our hips here. Tilt those hips, sink in nice and level. And then what happens is when we open and we try to sit up, typically this is where that knee comes in and to the center. So we want to be aware of this. Feel like you're sitting up nice and tall, okay? Torso slightly open. So if we have the arms out, you can see that kind of corner direction that's happening here. And we have a normal bow stance. We just have a vertical torso, okay? Nice. All right, let's come back. Let's work on the stance a couple of times, okay? So if we hold our arms up so we can see that waist turn happen, you're gonna shift to your left. Open up your right toes. Everything turns. Sink down. Stepping out. And then open, sitting nice and tall. Ward off left. All right, let's do it again. Come back. Checking in. Nice parallel stance, right? Body shape if you'd like. Shift left, open up those right toes. Sink down, step out, heel, ball of foot toes, shift and move forward. Did you turn? I was testing you. All right, remember, vertical torso. Sometimes I want to throw you a little bit of a curveball to challenge to see if you realize that I turned, okay? This is one of the most difficult movements. Remember, we're not in a normal lean. We're going to open to the side direction, okay? Really sit into it. Oh, that looks so good. Okay, any questions on the footwork? Feeling good? All right, so next is the arms, right? So we start with our palms sitting, okay? Again, I'm gonna turn to the side so there's no confusion, all right? When you shift, you turn your torso to the side. What's gonna happen is your right palm is gonna come back a little bit and that left one is gonna come out just a little bit. So we're not just gonna be like zombies and just turn, okay? There's gonna be a little bit of movement there, okay? Why? In order to go left, you wanna go right first. In order to go up, you wanna go down. We want little circles, okay? So this right palm, it's going to come back a little bit, and then it's going to reach out in front, okay? So we're imagining grabbing our opponent's arm, and then we're gonna control that arm and press down to the hip, okay? So it's kind of going back where it started. So starting at the hip, we're gonna imagine we turn and that right palm moves back a little bit. Then it comes out in front, and then we press down. Oh, looks good. Looks really good. Okay, one more time. Right palm sitting. We did prepare, right? It's going to come back a little bit. Then it's going to reach out and then press down. Now, I want to show you from the forward direction. Remember, this is not mirroring. This is my normal right arm, okay? I want you to see that when we do this reaching out, it's going to be a small curve. We're not just going to go out and back, okay? We're going to kind of circle a little bit, grab, and then come back down. All right? Yeah, that looks really soft, okay? So again, right arm, it comes back. It reaches out on that slight curve, and then it comes back to that hip area. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Left arm. The left arm is sitting. Remember, it's going to come underneath. So we're going to let it come out first. It's going to move out in front, and then fingertips point down as we bend the arm. Remember that ball position? That's what we're going for. And then it's going to open up. So this is a little bit different, okay? We're imagining the forearm is the energy point, but we're going to extend the arm out. So reaching forward, bend that left arm underneath. Imagining this is the energy point, expand out. Now what happens and why I'm facing the camera at this portion is that I'll be facing the side direction. And the thing that you want to understand is that the shoulder and wrist are going to be in alignment here, okay? So we're gonna try and have one line. So we're not gonna be out to the side. We're not gonna have a bend here. We're gonna try to have this length all the way out the arm from the shoulder to the wrist, okay? And then what's going on with that right palm? It's gonna be sitting on that table here, controlling, okay? So let's do just the left arm again, and then we're gonna do it a bunch with just the arms. So left arm is sitting on that table. It's gonna move forward as you turn. Then it's gonna come back and underneath. Nice hinged arm. Then we're gonna expand up and out. Yes. Remembering here, just for 1 second, we want to have a little bit of turn, little bit of palm facing up. Now, I want you to feel the difference. Just you can do this with your elbow bent. Take your fingers to the top of your arm here. Have your palm facing down or just vertical. Now feel the difference of what happens when you turn your palm up. How do the muscles change in your arm? What's going on here? It's like bone versus muscles, right? So we want that extra padding. We want to engage the muscles, use them, okay? Have that palm facing up. So the energy point is the center of the forearm. What does that mean? You might not be here because Tai Chi is a martial art and you wanted to learn a martial art, okay? But you are here because of all the health benefits of Tai Chi. Now, Tai Chi's health benefits comes from proper alignment. It also comes from using our mind, okay, and being engaged in what's going on, okay? So that means that when we're practicing Tai Chi, we're here practicing Tai Chi. There's not anything else going on, okay, but the fact that you're here practicing Tai Chi. All right, so to understand the meaning, I want to demonstrate just kind of visually what this means. I want you to use your mind, use your imagination. This is against a punch. Someone is going to punch towards me, middle body. What happens is you're going to grab that punch out of space. Now, this takes time, right? It takes time to build up the skill, but we're going to imagine we've grabbed our opponent's wrist and we're going to take their elbow over the center of our forearm. So what does that mean? Their arm is going to be looking like this, okay? It's going to be controlling your opponent so they move in this way, okay? So again, we're imagining we grab and we control over the center of the forearm, okay? So that's the meaning. Why is this important? Using our mind instead of force, okay? But also alignment. We know that when we use both arms, we're passing the palm over the forearm because of the meaning. We understand that this is an alignment for the meaning, okay? So let's try and put it together, all right? Just the arms first, turning to the side direction. You can turn your torso that little bit. Left palm goes forward, right palm goes back. Right arm reaches out in front, left arm bends underneath. This is your first, what we call checkpoint or Kodak moment. We're reaching out in front. Our left arm is set up underneath, okay? Now from here, palm passes over the forearm. It's pressing down as you lift up with that left arm. Yes. So if I turn to the side, shoulder, elbow, and wrist out to the side direction, and then palm sitting by your hip, we're going to say the tiger's mouth points to the center of the forearm. So the biggest thing I'll see here is this, okay? We want to really have that palm in front of the hips, shoulders sinking down, chest sinking in, back rounded. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Ready? So from that prepare, left palm goes forward, right arm back. Reach out with the right arm. Left arm bends underneath. Checkpoint. Reaching out. Left palm facing the sky. Okay. Press down, lift up. Remember, turn that palm up slightly. One line through the arm. Palm in front of the hip. Looks good. Feeling confident on at least the arms? Not really? All right. Let's try and put it together. Okay. From prepare. Okay. I'm going to turn just a little bit. Pressing down. First thing you do is you shift some weight to your left. The next thing you're going to do is turn your right foot open and left palm forward, right palm back. Perfect. Now sink into your right leg. Reach out with the right arm. Step out with the left foot and touch down. Okay, so I want you to see that this is like you've set up, okay? You've reached out, you're ready, and now bow stance, lift up, press down. Perfect, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna do it the normal direction. I want you to get used to seeing this, okay? Because this is how we're gonna practice. So, from pushing down, okay? Nice prepare stance, shift left, turn and open to your right. Sink down, reach out with the right arm, left arm bends underneath, and we step out bow stance. Check. Right arm's nice and reaching, left arm's bent underneath, nice bow stance. Now, press down, lift up, turn, vertical torso. How do we do? Oh, good final postures. How was the transition? Because that's where it kind of gets a little bit tricky, right? That transition is where we kind of get hung up. All right, let's do it again. Practice is key. All right, so let's practice just the movement and then we're going to try and link it all together. So from that pressing down position, you're going to shift to your left, turn and open to your right. Reach out with the right arm, left arm bends underneath, and you step out. Check, reaching, left palm facing the sky. Now press down, turn your torso, lift that left arm up. When you get here, check, are you vertical in your torso? Left arm's in line all the way out to the fingers. That right palm is seated in front of your hip, not behind, in front. Knee is in line, so it's not collapsed. Yes, 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 yes. All right, let's do it from prepare, opening, ward off left, okay? This is gonna be your first set of practice for the week, all right? So from prepare, run through your checklist, head lifting up, shoulders down, little piece of fruit under the arms, waist relaxed, whole foot touching the ground, feet are perfectly straight. All right, opening, rotate the palms facing back. Lift the arms up to shoulder height and shoulder width apart. Upper arms go down, then forearms, and then the palms press down till they're in front of your hips. Shift to your left. Rotating on your right heel, left palm slightly forward, right palm slightly back. Sink into your right leg, bend, step out, right palms on top, left arms underneath. We're gonna press down, lift up, and turn. Okay, let's talk one more thing. That's looking good. Okay, so looking direction. A lot of the times, if we understand the martial arts meaning behind the movement, that will give us this last piece of the puzzle, right? So we have the legs, we have the arms and upper body, we have that connection between them, we have the meaning. So the meaning gives us the gaze. So the gaze direction is we're going to turn and we're kind of looking to that corner direction, but then we're immediately going to look where our right hand is, our dominant arm, what's going on. We're grabbing, so we're looking at the grab. The next gaze direction is going to be this turning and looking towards the side direction. Our opponent's arm is in this space. We're not looking at this exact space. We're kind of looking out to the distance, okay? But we're looking to this general vicinity here. Same thing here. I'm not directly looking at my palm. I am looking in this area, but I'm not like super focused in on the palm itself, okay? We want to get to what we call as a Tai Chi gaze, where it's a soft gaze that is kind of looking out vastly at everything and not so focused in on like a specific point, okay? All right, let's do it again. You know the meaning. You have all the upper and lower bodies and the gaze. So coming into our prepare position, checklist, head lifting up, shoulders down, waist relaxed, taking a deep breath. Rotate the arms, lifting up, shoulder height, shoulder width. Upper arms go down, forearms, and then palms till they reach in front of your hips. Shift to your left. Turn and open 45 degrees. Reach out with the right arm as you sink down. Left arm bends underneath, stepping straight out. Pressing down, lifting up, turning and looking to the side direction. Check. Shoulder, elbow, and wrist all the way out. Hand in front of the hip, not behind. And check your knee direction. Vertical torso. Yes. What I see looks really good. Okay, this is the great part about you having your cameras on as well, so then I can definitely help you. I feel like everyone is doing great today. So do we have any questions on this movement? All right, so we're going to practice and we're just going to keep repeating this, okay? Remembering that your goal is 5 minutes a day. It could be 5 minutes of the same movement. It could be 5 minutes of wellness exercises. It could be anything at all. Let's practice right now. Let's get a few more rounds in. All right, so coming from prepare, shoulders width apart. Nice starting position. Rotate the palms, lifting up, shoulder height, shoulder width. Pressing down all the way to the hips, light and airy through those arms. Shift left, turn and open to your right. Reach out with that right arm, left arm bends underneath, step out. Press down and lift up with that left arm, vertical torso, looking towards the side direction. Yes. All right, 2 more times. Ready? Prepare. Opening, rotate and lift. Float the arms up and press down. Shift left, open to your right, reaching out, bend that left arm underneath and step. Press down, lift up, turn, check your alignment. Yes, yes, yes. All right, one more time. All right. Last one. Prepare. So this is what you'll hear during the form. We'll just say prepare and then opening. Rotate and lift. Press down. Ward off, left. Shift left, open to the right. Reach out, sink, step. turning, ward off, left. All right. Oh, awesome work today. Such awesome work. All right. Remembering, I keep mentioning 5 minutes a day, right? We have a couple of minutes left. I want to do like water's wave again, okay? I want you to practice this because this movement gives us everything that we need, okay? So let's take 2 minutes. Let's get our practice in for you to carry throughout your week if you're new. All right, so prepare. Taking a moment, breathe deep. Like water's wave or opening, rotate, inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bend into the knees, pressing down. Move at your own pace. Inhale, standing, shoulder height, shoulder width. Exhale, sink down. Everything arrives together. So no matter how far we bend into the knees, everything's going to arrive at the same time. Few more. Really connect with your breath. Just letting your upper body feel light and airy. We want to feel strong and heavy through those legs. 2 more. Last one. You can always end after me, or if you remember, we're just going to stand up and return to that original position. Very nice. All right, everyone. So that is the first class in the essential form. And if you are learning the traditional long form with me, you are going to see some similarities. We are going to move through this grasp the birds or grasp the tail sequence, okay? So 5 minutes a day. I really challenge you and invite you to find that little bit of time for your practice. Class again tomorrow morning. If you would like to join in, that is the traditional long form. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for joining me. You're welcome. Thank you. So good to have you.